Hey, I'm Ryan.
And I'm Steve, and this is 60 Cycle Hum, the guitar buying, selling, trading, modding, fixing, breaking, reviewing, playing podcast.
Our first ad here pulled from the depths of Facebook Marketplace in Kansas City, Kansas. The place in Kansas, they named it twice. Is there a rhyme that goes with that?
The place so nice, they named it twice.
Yeah.
No, because, I guess that's what they say about New York, New York.
I know, but I feel like Kansas City needs their own.
The place so plain. I don't know.
Well, anyways, this ad is for a Taylor Big Baby.
Yeah, thanks Jason Weiser for sending it in. This is a Taylor Big Baby acoustic guitar. Comes with bag. Was crushed in shipping box. That's why that two piece is missing. Doesn't affect the guitar mechanical or anything like that.
It still mechanically functions.
It makes the guitar project more and has a little more sound. Other than that, great condition and rarely played. Have you ever saw something that was like broken? Like,
yeah, Steve.
Like
I saw something that was broken.
Like, you ever see something that like you have a car, it's like up on bricks, the engine is missing, a door is completely rusted, and the guy has it for sale. And he's like, other than that, it's in great condition.
In great condition.
Yeah.
Broken vase, smashed into a million pieces. Other than that, it's in great condition.
Rarely played.
Like, it is a major issue, the damage in this guitar.
Have you ever thought, I have this acoustic guitar, but I wish it projected more? I should just punch a hole in the top.
I wish it was easier to pull picks out of it. I wish there was a hole
this would do
big
that.
enough to fit my whole hand into.
In a way, this kind of reminds me of that semi-hollow or hollow body we did a few weeks ago. That was like smashed, but only on like the horn.
Oh, that the one that I
bout.
spotted at the swap meet.
Yeah. It makes me think of that where I'm kind of like looking at them like, I mean, if the price was right, but at $150, the price on this is not right.
It's not right enough. What do these go for? Like $250, $300?
$250, $300. I actually bought, and this was years ago, but I bought one for $200.
Do they still make the babies and the big babies?
I believe so.
Or did they transfer to doing just the GS?
I think
because the GS was like
baby.
The GS was the evolution of that.
I'm not going to look it up. I don't know.
Who cares?
The GS is a different shape. It's a full body. It's a smaller body, but it's a full thickness body.
Right. Like they went premium on the size.
Yeah.
Like they took a Taylor baby size and they went for like a premium guitar loadout because people realized like, hey, this is a really comfortable guitar to play, and I really like this. I just wish it was more of a like built out concept, I guess.
Yeah, we well, I think some of the thing with the GS Mini is they were seeing so many people like who wanted to play big babies like in a live setting.
Yeah.
They kind of came out with something that
well, they're fun guitars. Like they just have this.
That.
They're kind of like the Good Time Banjo acoustic guitars, where they have this fun, snappy, like accessible feel to them, and you take that magic and you just make a more premium guitar out of it. And it's smart. It's smart. But anyways, yeah, this thing is too messed up to sell for $150. What do you think is the correct price for this? Come on down to the stage and pick your price, Steve.
I was thinking like 100.
I'm gonna bid 101. Let's find out the price.
What is your what price would you go with?
Man, I feel like at this price point, if I was shopping for a baby Taylor, I'd just drop the extra $100.
Oh yeah,
and get one that wasn't messed up.
For sure.
Like at this price, like it's got to be really low.
That's true.
Because like one that's in good condition is already really affordable.
Yeah, I know Jason was really on. I think it was Jason or someone in the group was super like over and over again like, you can't go higher than $50 because the repair job is going to cost at least $200.
Yeah,
but I'm
easy.
I'm not going to do a real repair job
or
on
just
this.
don't repair it.
I'm just gonna make that so it's not as much of a chip.
You're gonna take a tube of epoxy and you're just gonna fill it up until there's nothing left to fill.
Exactly. Just fill the entire body with epoxy.
Fill it up with that blue river resin that's getting used in everything these days.
I was actually thinking like you could use using like the reinforced packing tape.
There's going to be at least a $200 bench fee on this, even if it's easy for a local tech to fix it, like that's just going to be the starting price to fix this. They're going to have to find, maybe he has the original piece of wood that got broken off, but if not, they're going to have to find a matching piece of wood for a guitar that's already unusual.
I mean, I hadn't thought about that. If they still had the original piece and it was intact, if that was like one piece or like two pieces,
I'd accept a repair where
I would probably
puzzled it back together.
I think I would probably just try to do it myself.
Just wood glue it.
Just wood glue it.
Yeah.
Just like a thin layer wood glue in 2 or 3 spots and put it back together.
My worry about this is I might pick this up for $50 and just be like, campfire, camp guitar, beach guitar. I'm going to leave the hole. But my worry would be long-term structural reliability of this guitar. Like, is it going to start just like pulling apart underneath its own strain if it doesn't have the support along that edge there? I mean, for the listeners at home listening on the podcast, there's a piece of wood missing from the area you rest your arm on.
Yeah.
That I want to guess is like at least 10 inches long and 3 inches wide.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. It's bigger than the bridge.
Yeah.
It's about the same size as the length of the pick guard.
How many other ways would you like to describe the length?
It's about as wide as the
width of this object.
It's about as wide as the neck.
Any other descriptors?
It's deep like a river. Yeah, I feel like $50 is the correct price on this. It's a huge bummer to lose that much value in a guitar that could be worth $200 to $300.
If this was damaged in shipping, why didn't this person recoup?
They might have. They might have gotten a
recouped and now they're trying to like get that cake on top.
They're trying to move the broken thing that the seller was like, I'll just keep it, you know?
Yeah. So now they're trying to make money on top of already getting a refund.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You could hide this with just with
sketchy
like
dog.
A big old, unless they bought it from a private seller who just completely ghosted them, you know?
Yeah.
Which sucks if that happened.
What a dick.
Yeah. Bummer. Oh man. Oh, you know the sad trombone sound that gets used in various things?
Mm-hmm.
We know someone who trained under the person who recorded that sound.
Wait, hold on. We know someone who knows someone. Oh wait, okay. We know someone who
Well,
knows
I actually
someone.
met the guy. I met the trombone player who trained underneath the guy who recorded that sound.
Where did you meet the trombone player?
He was playing at the San Diego Zoo, but he did video work with our buddy Adam.
Oh, okay.
But he would train.
So Adam knows a guy who plays trombone.
His trombone sensei is the guy who recorded the like that sound effect. Isn't that incredible?
I mean, someone has to know that guy, right?
In my mind, it was just
but do you not know this guy?
I don't know the guy that made the sound, but I've met the guy who trained under him. When I found this out, I was rocked to my core. I couldn't sleep that night, knowing not only am I so closely connected to this person, I'm closer to this person than Kevin Bacon. Like people try to get within 6 degrees of separation with Kevin Bacon.
That's true.
I'm closer than Kevin Bacon on this guy. And not only that, I'm so closely...
I know a guy who knows a guy who knows the guy who played the sad trombone.
Not just knows him, trained under him.
Oh my God.
In his Trombone Dojo. Trombone Dojo is my favorite combination of words I've said like in a long time. I want to print that on a shirt. Trombone Dojo.
Oh my God. At the Trombone Dojo, you ring the doorbell and it goes.
You open the door like this.
Wow.
So anyways, like just the fact that there's a real person recorded that sound is amazing to me. Not just that I'm so closely connected to the existence of this person. And that this person still exists. Like who knows, that sound could have been pulled out of like a classic jazz record from the 30s or something like that.
Right.
We don't know where that came from. To have it come from somewhere relatively recent and modern is like blows my mind a little bit. Topic? Should we hit this thing?
We're going to jump straight to a topic.
Are we done with
Ryan? I want to know what's new in your life.
Oh yeah, what's new? We changed up our format, and now I'm all confused.
We had the same format for 273 straight episodes.
No, we mixed it up after like 120 or something like that.
I don't remember.
To be what we're doing now, because we used to do all the topics in one big block. We would do all the ads in one block, and then we would do one big topic, and then we split it up so that people would stop skipping around the episode.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Screw them up. So anyways, I think Kyle Smith posted the original thing about
that sounds
this
right.
new Electro-Harmonix Switchblade Pro. And when it first came up, you're going to pull up my non-pro, my amateur
I don't know where
one.
it is.
It's on the floor behind you. When it first came up, I was like, yeah, right. I'm already a fan of the Switchblade.
I don't really know what the difference is.
Like, I need a professional version. And then I started to look into the details, and I was like, God damn it. Sorry, Cole Duke. I need to buy this thing now.
Is that a thing he doesn't like?
Yeah, that's the one, like, swear he doesn't like. He doesn't like.
Oh, that's right.
Taking the Lord's
That's right.
name
I've watched that episode. He's like,
it's bad for me that I'm the born again Christian.
He's like, I'll say the F word all day long.
I don't say those words.
I do.
But you know what? When I say those words, I'm not saying in vain. I'm really calling out to my Lord and Maker. Like I had issues, and I brought it to my deity in my moment of distress. But anyways, it's kind of totally different than the regular Switchblade. Yeah.
This Switchblade has barefoot buttons on it.
Yeah, that's true. This will eventually have barefoot buttons. You know it. But it's like I'm still going to keep using this to switch as a splitter to go to my 2 amps, but I'm going to use this as a splitter for pedals. Like, this is a pedal mixing and splitting dream come true.
Right.
I mean, I know it's just a looper. People who are into loopers are like, no big deal. I've got stuff that does that, but it's also got the blends. Just the easy ability to have this relatively small thing on my demo table and plug in 2 pedals.
That's right.
And with one soft button, switch back and forth. So I can easily be like, with one button switch, be like,
one button.
Here's a fuzz on the left. Here's a competing fuzz on the right. Back and forth super fast. Or I can experiment with mixing stuff in parallel with it. So I can put 2 pedals in there, say 2 fuzzes. And now I'm mixing 2 fuzzes in parallel any way that I want to. Or I could throw them into series really easily.
Right.
It just opens up a lot of creative possibilities. I got it off of Reverb for like $120, which somehow is cheaper than everyone else was selling it. It was like the cheapest listing on Reverb, and I snatched it up. I think all the others were like $140 or something like that. So every now and then I actually buy stuff. I don't just beg companies or get paid to do demos anymore. I do partake in purchasing gear from time to time. And this pushed me over the edge. I've messed with it a little bit already, but I need to do some video coverage of it and explore what it can do, because I'm pretty stoked on it. It's just a novel like thing I can use practically. It's not like a crazy like, oh, here's a new like weird reverb or delay or something like that. I bought a practical thing.
Good job, Ryan.
I
I'm
feel
proud
happy
of
with
you.
my purchase. What's new with you, Steve?
Well, I actually did this a few weeks ago and I forgot about it. But I don't know if I ever actually mentioned it on the show, but American Musical Supply did
I think I've ordered something from them once in my life, and now I get their thick catalog.
Oh, really?
Like twice a year.
So they did a mystery box, and I think their mystery box, it was like a $50. So you know, every year we do, I try to do it, the Premier Guitar Mystery Stocking, which is like, been, I think the lowest I ever did it at was like $20, and now it's like $40.
More like your mystery Christmas disappointment box.
I mean, kind of. And basically, they just guarantee that you're going to get your money's worth. That is their guarantee, and the way that they do that is
loading it up with Tony Emanuel CDs.
I mean, I wish that was a joke.
Hey, this CD is worth $17. We checked on Best Buy. Here's
oh,
two
really?
of them.
That's yeah. No, like I said, I wish that was a joke, but it's not.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find a picture of my box.
And they got those CDs for free. Those are promotional CDs.
Yeah.
They're just clearing out their junk closet.
So the American Musical Supply box was a little different because I think it was
a little different.
I think it was a $40 buy-in. Maybe it was a $50 buy-in.
If you were doing a $50 buy-in, it better deliver.
But it was like they guaranteed like $125 to $175 value.
You got 17 Tony Emanuel CDs
in one box. So definitely, like, I went through and I added everything up, and I can definitely see how it got there. Like, I got my money's worth.
I
got a couple cables that I'm not gonna use because I'm a Soid boy. Why? Like,
we're Soid boys around here. You're not gonna.
What?
You know what those cables would be really good for?
Selling on Reverb.
Testing out like a shredder. Just feed them into a shredder. See how it can handle
a shredder?
Like a copper cable. Will it blend? Find out if cables will blend. Use them as shoelaces.
I got a bunch of picks from like their Spectre base tortoise celluloid picks,
and that chews up most of the $50 right there.
I got a t-shirt from some microphone company I've never heard of.
You've got a body. You wear shirts.
Yeah. I got a pair of these AKG headphones.
That seemed to me like that was like the ticket item.
That was probably, so I looked that up. That one's like 60. I think those are like 60 or $70. They're nice. Like, they're over ear cans. I haven't really tried listening to like any music too loudly in them. But they work. I mean,
how's that bass
what
response,
I don't
Steve?
like about them is well, anyway, they work. I've got some issues with them, but
Steve has a glowing review. They work.
I got a strap. I don't really remember anything about it. It was just a generic, like, whatever. But the other thing that I got that I need to figure out what I'm going to do with it is I got a Boss DS1.
Nice.
So really, like, the headphones and the DS1 right there, that's $100. And people are like, well, it's garbage. But those are two things that I'm like, well, we'll definitely put to use. The headphones I put to use right away. The DS1, somebody actually, I think it was Hoops.
Did you sell it already?
No, I think
Matt. Is he gonna mod it for
Matt
you?
Hoops from 1981 Inventions was like, dude, you should synth mod that. And the synth mod is one of the DS1 mods that I've been interested in that I haven't done, and I think it's pretty simple.
Before you mod it, bring it here. There's a video I want to make with a stock DS1. I've only got the DS1 that you modded for me.
Destroy it?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
There's something I used to do with my DS1 when it was stock, and the way you modded mine, it doesn't do that anymore. Because it made the tone too smooth.
Oh, okay.
It sounds too good now to do the bad thing that I like to do with the DS1. So bring it by.
Yeah, remind me next time.
Yeah, in 2 weeks. We'll see if I can remember.
Yeah, me too.
Who knows? Yeah, try to bring it by, and I'll make a quick little video with it. It's basically, I would like do a certain setting with my guitar and my DS1 to simulate a fuzz sound, and it actually sounded pretty good at the time. I thought, anyways. I'm curious to hear how it holds up.
I haven't done anything with it yet.
Time.
I haven't even. I know there's a few synth mods, and they mostly consist of putting in like a 3-way switch in order to bypass a couple parts, and basically you're doing a circuit bend that ends up sounding kind of synthy, I guess. So yeah, it was super worth it. I really like. I know some people are like, oh, it's too risky and whatever, and I'm like, I mean, I guess, but
for the $50 buy-in,
like all of these, like mystery whatevers. But
well, if you're just throwing $100 bills around like Super Rich Steve going down to Subway,
they're not even $100 freaking dollars, man. They're just like,
buy 2 of them.
They're just like whatever. Actually, I did try to buy a second one.
I mean, that is basically no. I mean, we're referencing last episode hard with this. That is literally you throwing a $50 bill at them and winking and going like, "Surprise me."
Well, that's what. No, they're saying if you throw a $50 bill at us, we'll surprise you.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think about that. Like, I think we should just get a pile of like whatever, of like what pedals that you want to sell, just pile them up and be like, send us $1, like some dollar amount, or like we should just do I wanted to figure out how to.
Sounds like an inner circle perk.
I wanted to figure out how to do a $5 buy-in raffle and see if we could like end up selling a pedal for like $1,000.
I always feel bad with raffles unless we're raising money for a worthy cause. People don't do raffles, well, except for the government, the state governments. People don't do raffles just to raise money for themselves.
Yeah.
And if we started doing that kind of raffle, then we would get busted for running a gambling ring.
I do have a raffle idea we've talked about before, but I still
we
want
have
to
a
get
pretty
it
good
organized.
prize in our pockets that we need to distribute somehow.
Yeah, I need to put my signature on it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
cool stuff coming up.
Yeah,
in the future,
so I was
someday.
pretty cool, excited. Somebody emailed about it the other day, and I
know.
was like, no, there aren't anymore.
Oh, now you're giving it away. You are giving.
I don't have
away.
it. They're all gone. They've been gone. There's none.
There's no more. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, just forget we said anything. Hey,
how's
you know
my
what time
voice
it is,
today?
Ryan?
Do I have like a sexy vocal fry going on right now? I feel like I've got that sexy sound.
We're not covering it this week, but I want to cover it. Hand me that strap. This is my other what's new thing. This is Ryan's version of the D'Addario Auto Lock strap. I have one as well. I got to use it this
is you
week.
doing this without it being part of our sponsor spot.
Yeah, no, this is my what's new. I used it live this is actually in the jumping around video.
And you're shaking your booty video.
And part of that was I felt very secure with the strap that was on there before. Like I would have been worried about that falling off. So
you know what? I could tell you were moving
props to that.
Like you had no fear that your bass would go flying.
All right, but our actual sponsor spot for D'Addario this week is the D'Addario Universal Strap Lock, which is their version of the classic 2-piece strap lock set. The difference between this one, first of all, from so many others, is that you only need like one tool to install this. Screwdriver. All my friends know the screwdriver.
Every time I open the box, I'm just so impressed by the presentation. It really does feel like you're opening up like a box of cufflinks or something like that. It feels special.
These are really great. They're very secure. Comes with everything you need to install on your guitar. It's a simple installation. You just need a Phillips head screwdriver.
Yep, that's it.
And so you have your pegs that are going to go on your guitar. The other part that attaches to your strap is just a thumb screw. Thumb screw that guy right in there, and you are good to go. These were designed in a partnership with Ned Steinberger from Steinberger Guitars. Very cool guy. And these are
cool guy. Yeah, cool guy.
Great. Great builder, cool guy. So they're fairly affordable.
I like how sleek and small they are.
Yeah, they're really slim, especially compared to what everyone else has come out with for a strap locking system like this. These are definitely the slimmest I've seen that were built to this kind of exacting quality.
Yeah, and just really easy, simple, well thought out design. I mean, it's not a surprise that they brought in someone who really knows his stuff to design these, because they don't feel like, oh, let's just have a locking strap button, and the design is an afterthought. We'll just do whatever other people have done and just change the design a little bit. It feels unique.
Yeah, so
it feels special.
So thanks to D'Addario. Check out the link in the show notes to go learn more about this product. It's freaking fantastic. So exciting. All right, this first topic...
Freaking fantastic. It's so exciing. I'm so excied right now.
This first topic was sent in...
I'm just out of my mind excited
right now. Shut up, man. Jeez. This first topic was sent by Matt Tobin. He says, is going direct in a live situation, even with tube amps, getting much easier and cheaper these days? Is it really worth doing? What are the major pros and cons? So, I mean, I can only speak to this from a fairly limited environment, but from...
Have you gone direct at all?
Yeah. Yeah, I have the... I go direct with the bass all the time.
Okay. Well, bass is different.
Yeah.
Have you gone direct with guitar?
I have the Palmer...
have you plugged right in with the guitar?
Good grief, dude. I have Palmer Pocket Amp.
Oh, that's right.
So I've run that direct. It doesn't have a cab sim. It's just the like a amp sim, but it works pretty good.
Now that I got the Helix, I should let you borrow the Nux. You could rock that Nux.
Yeah, I was thinking about getting the Helix for a long time, but then I bought other gear stuff instead. So that's not a knock on the Helix.
You bought a $700 Caroline pedal.
That's true. That's exactly actually what I did. Because I was talking to you right before I bought that pedal, I was talking to you about buying an EHX Stomp. I think there's a lot of options out there. The only thing that I don't know is how well equipped your typical venue is to handle that.
Yeah, I was thinking about this question in terms of like, yeah, it's easy for me to walk into church 3 Sundays out of the month and know exactly what their sound system is, know that the sound guys are ready to deal with my, pile of nonsense that I do with my pedal board and stuff like that. Like, I wouldn't want to walk into a random dive bar with a IR box situation and just be like, hey, can I plug into the PA?
I feel like the IR box situation itself is probably simple enough. And your sound guy, a lot of sound guys are probably going to be okay with it, because at the end of the day, it's probably not that different from mixing just a vocal signal, because you're just taking an XLR and you're plugging it in there.
I mean,
and if anything, it might be easier because they don't have to deal with bleed. But then what you're really relying on is the quality of the PA system.
Yeah. I'm thinking about the class of venues I play in.
Right. Yeah.
It's like these dive bars. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like that.
Definitely
not going to happen.
Tower Bar 15 years ago, which would be like the last time I would have been like trying to play there.
Okay. So nothing new is over there. So everything you saw there is still there 15 years older.
So they're still running a 1993 Mackie board into a set of like Squire speakers.
Yeah, I think half the knobs were busted off of the Carvin mixer. Now, like 4/5 of the knobs are busted off the Carvin mixer.
Yeah, so I mean, in those kinds of situations, I don't know if it's reasonable to try to rely on a direct option.
Like if I was going into Soda Bar, which is a local venue that has a decent sound system, always has a decent sound guy running it, and is a venue for 150 to 200 people max.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be fine running an IR box in there because I know the system could handle it. I know they've got good PA monitors and stuff like that. I'd still feel like I'd be in a better situation running my own loud box alongside of it. Like I could be like, hey, let's plug in directly to the board, but I'm going to run an amp of some kind on the stage with me as a safety.
They just, instead of them miking that, they're just going to run your
pedal. It would probably deliver a better sound.
It'd almost be like a stereo rig, but not exactly.
Yeah,
but like
kind of
semi-conceptually.
Yeah.
So do you think that's worth doing? Like, would you ever think like, oh, I'm playing this venue, like I think doing Dino Ghost with this venue, I should throw my Nux on the board just to have it like run dual signal?
I could do that. I could do something like that. I think the real topic here isn't running direct. It's the real topic here is where is the heavy lifting of our tone coming from now? And yeah, we're using a lot of pedals now, but it feels like the focus is just shifting away from amps being the center of our tone to these, simulation boxes being the center of our tone, and the amps shifting into just being clean machines if we use them at all. Because it's become very affordable to have
but that's
these
what I mean, like
IRs simulations and to have these boxes on our boards that simulate the various amp sounds that we need.
Do you think that's the result of the playing situations that we find ourselves in, or do you think that's like a more common?
I'm saying that this technology in general is becoming more and more common, especially in the playing situations that we're in. But I think we're going to see it bleeding into the rest of the playing world relatively soon. I think it's kind of like a body snatchers kind of silent takeover sort of situation. Or like one day we're going to wake up and be like, okay, only a few people have amps anymore.
Let me ask this question. Let's make this extra.
I think there's always going to be a need for amplifiers.
Let's make this.
I think it's going to become
fun, weird,
much more specialty to have an amplifier in the future.
What's that? Okay. If you are operating a venue, say you are the proprietor of Soda Bar.
Sure.
You are the proprietor of Soda Bar who also is like a somewhat experienced sound person. You know enough to.
I might just be talking out of a place of being Twitter-pated with IRs at the moment.
I know. I'm really wondering.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
I'm sick in the head.
But would you think that it is for a venue? Do you think it would be a reasonable investment to go buy something like the Boss Waza tube expander.
Ooh.
And every band that comes in, you're just like, oh yeah, you got the amp, cool. We're plugging it into this guy. We're taking you direct, buddy.
I think that's a step too far. I think a venue needs to always be ready to host the equipment that the band has. They need to be ready to host an amp with correct mics, and they need to be ready to host a plug-in situation.
Personally, I prefer the incorrect mics.
Well, you know what I mean. Mics that are, appropriate for a venue.
Yeah.
You know, even if it's that flat little like Sennheiser. That's a Sennheiser, right? Those flat mics.
Yep, the 6.0, the 6.
I thought about buying one of those
09 and the 906
the other day just to have it. I mean, even throwing 57s and 58s on a guitar cab is good enough for me, in my opinion, at a venue.
Yeah.
But I've seen some venues pull out some kind of wild mics for.
Yeah, I've seen them where they're basically like the microphones look like the, a smaller version of like the Bob Barker microphone. You're like,
it's like, what are we going for here? I heard the last band play, and it's not like we're doing a recording situation here. It's got to be like a PA guy who's a hobby recording guy. And he's like, I'm gonna bring my mics.
All right, I don't have anything else on this topic.
We killed it.
Boom!
Oh man, another
pew, pew.
Successful topic squashed. I think this is the second week in a row we've hit like an IR topic.
Which
makes me feel like an IR fanboy now, but it is something I'm messing around with.
You literally, you've been using that stuff a lot more, and actually, you just did the demo a couple weeks ago for the audience Sono.
The Sono.
Is it Sono? Is that how it's pronounced?
That's how I say it.
Okay, cool.
It might be Sono. I probably should have checked.
Yeah,
but I found that Vibrolux 30.
Yeah.
IR in there from Two Notes.
Yeah.
And damn, it sounded pretty good.
Yeah, and that thing's designed even. No, it's designed that you put it together to do your in-room recording, and then like if you just have like a straight loud box situation where you just have a real clean amp.
Yeah.
Like you throw that thing on your, I guess it would take up some real estate.
No, you can reamp it.
But yeah, or I'm just saying like you could, whatever you run direct is loaded onto the box. So
sure.
You could use that thing live. I'm pretty, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You could use it live.
Yeah.
I mean, they pitch it as like, however you want to use it. They pitch it as like, use it in the trailer going from gig to gig.
Yeah.
When you're a touring musician in a bus, to record, to practice, whatever you want. Use it as a headphone amp.
It's a neat little like multi-tool interface, IR box, everything job, and it's only $450 from Sweetwater.
You're really pitching this thing, Steve. Did they give you money that I don't know about?
I mean, I'm not going to say they didn't.
Well, my frustration with it is that like I just don't record that way, and it's like this thing sounds really great and it seems really neat, but it's like I don't know, like how often I'm going to find a use for it, and I wish I could find a use for it more often.
Yeah, that was one of the So this was.
I could run it instead of running 2 amps in here. I could run it in line and only use 1 amp for reference, and
it's
use it to simulate an amp.
With that, it's kind of like. Legitimately, it's overkill for your personal application, but it's such an applicable tool, I think, to so many people, which was why, like, when we originally got pitched this,
Steve hunted
as a product.
Steve took the reins with this one. He did the work.
I pushed pretty hard on getting it because
you schmoozed at NAMM.
It's a really cool. Yeah, I schmoozed you at NAMM. It's a really cool product. I think it's like a really cool thing to have.
Yeah.
I totally understand that it's not necessarily like in your workflow.
Well,
but I think it could be put into the workflow of a lot of people. And now it really sounds like I'm trying to sell.
I've been thinking about trying to move to a more like silent demo recording rig.
Right.
Because a lot of the demos I do aren't reliant on running real amps.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I'm doing like a delay or like a reverb or something like that, like who cares? Like I think with like fuzzes and drives, it's good to have the peace of mind. Like,
for sure.
Oh, he's using a real amp here.
Yeah.
But if I'm sitting down doing like a weird noise making box, like maybe I should run that in line and monitor it with headphones. But then it's kind of weird to see someone doing a demo with headphones on.
So at NAMM, they were running a tube screamer into one of those things, and it takes drive pedals really well.
Oh yeah, no, it sounds.
I don't know if you got that far.
No. Here's the thing.
I haven't seen the video yet.
Here's the thing. A lot of this technology and a lot of this stuff, I would have demoed with the Boss Katana 50.
Yeah,
but the problem is the audience. It's you,
right.
It's you guys. If you know that I'm doing something that's not a tube amp, there's a lot of you out there that will throw a fit over it and be like, well, we can't trust this. He's not using a tube amp.
I mean, you can't trust it anyway because we never recorded these. Everything is just recorded.
I shot.
It's a Boss DS1 direct into the second channel on an old Carvin microphone mixer.
Tell them the truth, Steve. I farm all this stuff out to India. They've got a guy over there, looks just like me. It costs me like 30% of what I get paid. So it's just a great time saver. Yeah. I make a bunch of money. Everyone's better off for it. So.
All right. This next ad was sent in by
it's probably a real thing that people do.
Justin Hendrick.
Oh, you know what? Glenn Fricker farmed out his audience Sono demo to another player.
What?
And then did it for... I can't say what his actual business arrangement was with this guy. But he's like, here's this guy from another channel playing with this thing. And I think he was like, I don't want to play with this right now. I'm going to send it to this guy who's like my protege or something. And I'll feature him and it'll get him traffic on his channel.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was watching other people's demos before I did my demo. And I saw that.
That can't be a real thing.
I thought it was funny.
Is that what he said?
He didn't say his business arrangement, but he was like, here's this guy playing it.
Oh my gosh.
And it's clearly like some sort of arrangement to get like plays to the other guy's channel. It's probably a very kind thing that Glenn is doing for this guy.
Right.
But I thought it was funny.
All right. This was sent by Justin Hendrick. This is the Monarch all-in-one guitar.
The Monarch!
Grab it and rock. Watch the videos below. Only 2 ever built. This is a prototype that was invented and built by artist, creator, and inventor Jim Wizard Wachowskiak. Yeah, me. Come on, Jim Wachowskiak.
The Wizard. The Wiz.
You can't call yourself your own nickname. That's not how it works.
Dick Dale did it.
What's his nickname?
King of the Surf Guitar. He said that. No one else said that about him. He said it about himself. Well, I mean, it's probably true, but it's still like this guy might be the Wizard. I don't know, but
no,
it's fishy.
Fred Savage's brother is the Wizard.
It's fishy when you give yourself your own nickname.
All right,
Michael Jackson is the Wiz, or is that
Michael Jackson?
No, he was the Scarecrow.
He was the Scarecrow.
He was the Scarecrow. He was in the Wiz.
So anyway, for the guitarist who wants more, this guitar is way ahead of its time. The world is not ready just yet for this masterpiece of innovation. All of these ones that I'm like overpronouncing are just in all caps. Currently, I've taken this concept and added and changed a lot from this model. So this version would never get mass produced. However, it's still the sickest.
This version would never get mass produced.
Ryan, this is the sickest thing you've ever played, giving ultimate satisfaction to any guitarist whose creative craving is not fulfilled by what the world is still serving up. The second one of only 2 ever built features built-in 2-channel amp with clean and overdrive, delay, and sound shaping. Features the Beat Buddy drum module built-in rechargeable speakers or plug it into your favorite speaker. Runs on 6 AA batteries for about 10 hours. Built-in looper. You run the drums using the buttons built onto the body or the detached. That's what those things are.
There's a lot here.
Or the detachable foot pedal. All drum controls are easy access.
Detachable foot pedal? Is that thing that comes out the back? Oh my gosh, it is.
Yeah.
This thing is making me feel sick.
All drum controls are easy access, changing tempo, volume, drum kits, etc. Every drum signature in the world built in on SD card. Over 40 different drum kits. Use any drum kit with any rhythm. Make your own custom kits. Import your own sounds. Auxiliary input and headphone input. Serious inquiries only. Plug it into a PA system and it sounds totally badass. Great for around a campfire, composing, practicing, learning, or performing. The price is $3,999 or best offer. Please submit a respectful offer. Thank you, Jim. First of all,
I have a question.
How dare you?
What the hell? So for the listeners at home, this is an acoustic guitar of some sort, like a jazz box, like single.
He calls this the bonfire buddy.
Single pickup in the neck sort of situation. Like it looks like an old Harmony or something like that. It's probably not.
No, my first thought when I saw this is that this is like.
Is it one of those newer Epiphones?
No, I thought it was maybe a Godin
maybe
Fifth Avenue situation.
It's a jazz box. It's a jazz box, and he makes it sound like he invented something. Combining a bunch of other people's products into another product isn't invention. It's just a composite.
Right.
This is a composite of a bunch of stuff. He mounted, well, first of all, he gutted a Beat Buddy. He took apart a Beat Buddy so you could have the screen and the Nintendo controller part of it on the top edge of the guitar.
I don't even think that this is necessarily the... Yeah, I don't know what kind of guitar this is.
And then he moved the knobs to another part of the guitar to control the Beat Buddy. Then he's got a built-in looper, which is crazy. And it looks like he mounted like Bluetooth speakers into this thing. It looks like Amazon like tabletop Bluetooth speakers.
Yeah.
That are cut into holes, like round holes on the top of the guitar, kind of placed pretty poorly. Like your arm's going to rest over one of those. And then some sort of insane, like outsider arts and crafts, like glitter glue, like art project around those speakers with some sort of grill cloth covering what I assume is supposed to operate as F-holes. Mm-hmm. This whole thing is bananas outsider art, like nonsense. And if he's serious about $3,000, then like I feel sad.
That's the amp, which I thought I recognized from the knobs.
Right.
It's a Black Star Fly 3.
Yeah. No, when I first saw the amp control, I didn't even mention the amp controls. My first gut impression was that it was like a gutted microcube because it's similar controls, but I knew that it wasn't exactly a microcube. But so that makes sense. It's a Black Star. It's a 4-knob amp with overdrive and delay push button, an input and a headphone output, and a power button, all drilled into the side of the guitar with like sticker labeling on everything. And
I think that's the worst part.
It looks like the worst drill job I've done. Remember when I did that drill job on like replacing the tuners on the SL, and I got tons of comments because the wood chipped on the edge, because I clearly did it in the like amateur unprofessional way.
Yeah.
Like, this guy looks like he used a toothbrush to drill this out.
What's insane is this, like, however the hell he did the foot switch is actually seems really clean compared to the nightmare that is everything else.
It's like a super glue nightmare. Like, look, go back to that headstock.
Oh no, the headstock hurts my feelings.
Like, you can't tell what guitar this was originally because he did this super deep.
Well, it's like, because it's the Monarch, Ryan.
Dean V shape into the headstock.
That's an M. It's an M on the outside. I don't know.
Okay, outside the guitar, there's an M. I see your point.
No, going back to the drill work, like.
And then this outsider art, like claymation style badge on the headstock that says Monarch on it.
There's just, now I realize, maybe you get a little bit of a pass because
there's no pass here.
No, listen.
Where's the pass, Steve?
You get a little bit of I'll say you get a little bit of a pass here because you're claiming that this is a prototype. Only on design. Only from a design.
Yeah, this isn't going to go into mass production.
Like, yeah, because
not this version.
But like for example, I think every component of this guitar is stupid.
The original guitar before anything was done was probably fine.
Yeah.
Where it's at now is stupid. Like, the thing that baffles me is that he started this project. He loaded one device into a guitar and said, you know what? I'm going to keep going. That turned out so good. I'm going to throw two more devices into here.
I mean, I don't blame him.
Steve is a big fan.
All of the labels are like stickers. So these are the things I'm saying, like the part where the amp is, or even the part where the Beat Buddy is. First of all, why would you say built-in Beat Buddy? And like, this is what I'm saying. Like, this looks like a prototype. The labeling looks like prototype labeling. And I'm okay with that, calling it a prototype, except for the fact that you took, what's a Beat Buddy? Like a $200 pedal? You took like a $200 pedal.
No, they're more than that. I think they're like $350
took a $350 pedal. You took a $200 amp, so that's $550. You dropped it into a guitar that's probably like a $500 guitar.
Did he mention the lineage of the looper that's built in?
Oh no, he didn't. I forgot there's a looper.
Let's pretend it's one of the bigger dittos. It's like a $175 ditto or something.
Sure.
Like that. I don't think that's what it actually is, but let's just pretend.
I don't see any of the controls for the looper.
It's a foot pedal, man.
I thought the foot pedal was for the drums.
No, that's a loop controller.
No, it says you run the drums using the buttons built in the body or the detachable foot pedal.
Oh, so it is the drums. Weird. I don't know.
There's no what? Where do you see this thing?
Did I imagine
looper?
the
I think
looper?
you're imagining the looper.
I'm imagining the looper.
Oh, it does say built-in looper. There it is, built-in looper.
I imagined the looper right after Steve read the looper part.
There you go.
I think that's the three buttons underneath, like just underneath
main,
the strings.
Left, right, and loop. What?
This is so bananas.
Anyway,
listeners at home, go look at the picture.
Yeah, seriously. $4,000. How much would you be willing to pay for this?
Not $4,000. I mean, $3,225 at most. I wouldn't buy this. I would not buy this.
Okay.
I would inherit this from my crazy uncle who built this and then died tragically building a third one. He electrocuted himself to death. Somehow by gutting a Beat Buddy, he electrocuted himself to death. And if I inherited it, I would keep it as a conversation piece.
Mm-hmm.
I have no hope.
Is that heirloom from your dead uncle?
Yeah, I have no hope for this being a useful tool in my quiver. I might try to busk with this once or twice.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
So what's your real dollar amount
that it's worth
that you would pay?
I'm saying I wouldn't.
If you were trying to...
If I had to appraise this...
Okay, yeah. What's your appraisal? I would say, what's your appraisal? What would you pay if you said, you know what, like, this might actually really work for busking, and I really want to get into it. I'm going to start busking all the time again, like twice a month. I think this is the guitar to do it with.
I think it's worth far less than the collection of its parts. I think you've devalued
so
everything
you think
that
like
you've
this
thrown
is
into
only
this.
worth like maybe $500?
Maybe.
All right. Let me throw this at you.
And that's still a tough pitch. That's still a tough pitch because this is a disaster.
Let me throw this at you.
Okay, throw it at me, Steve. Let's see if it sticks.
Super Rich Steve.
Oh. Well, yeah, Super Rich Steve is going to do it. You're going to pay $10,000 for it.
You're damn right I am. I'm not paying $4,000 for this. I'm paying more. I say, sir, thank you for your time and innovation.
You're going to establish prestige. So the next one that goes to
tell
auction.
him how great of a product this is and how it's just brilliant. And he's such an incredible artist, creator.
You're going to fund the production
inventor
model.
That I want to give him more money so he can continue his research. And I'm going to take the guitar and smash it in his driveway.
Right after you write him a check for $100,000 so he can...
Not 100. I'm super rich. I'm not stupid.
Stupid rich Steve.
Yeah, stupid rich Steve does pay $100,000, but that's only because he doesn't buy anything for less than $100,000.
That's all you got. You can't...
Yeah, the other day...
Do you have change,
The other
sir?
day, stupid rich Steve was driving through the McDonald's line, and they said, that'll be $5.28, and he goes, all I've got is $100,000.
I'll load them up. I'll take all the Big Macs.
All right. This episode is sponsored by Chase Bliss Audio.
You got two pedals from him right here.
What two pedals do we have today, Ryan?
I've got two faves of mine. The Therme, which is a delay that does crazy and wild stuff. At its core, it's a great sounding analog delay, but then you flick a few switches, you twist a few knobs, and every single one of those repeats jumps in pitch exactly how you want it to jump in pitch. You can program this thing to do all kinds of wild and crazy stuff, from full octave up or down or double up jumps to, progressively, like jump through the chromatic scale one note at a time sorts of stuff, to in between semitone notes, all the weirdness you expect from chaseless pedals.
Cool.
All kinds of crazy options. And like I said, you dial that out and it, at its core, it is a great sounding, full featured analog delay that I use just for that core sound. And then I flick on those weird things when I want to end a set in a really fun way. Oh. And then I've got the Condor right here.
There we go.
The Condor is the EQ pedal that is not an EQ pedal because it does so much more. Like, it covers so much ground that this pedal is just like hard to comprehend. Like, you want a filter sound, you want like phasey, vibey sounds, you want, boost, you want to drive. Like, it does everything. I can't think of something that this doesn't do. On its front, it says analog EQ, pre and filter. That description barely scratches the surface with the Condor.
Yeah. This is Chase Bliss Audio. It's a digital brain analog card.
They make pedals out more creative than you are.
At chaseblissaudio.com. Also sponsor this week is Squatch Design Company. They make pedal boards. They make pedal boards that they're already built, which sounds like a weird thing to say, but you normally, when you see something like this, you're like thinking like it's going to be kind of like a custom shop job. But what they do is they build all of the boards ahead of time, and they only sell what's been made.
And they're affordable too,
and
right?
They're affordable. And the reason that they're affordable is because they limit their wood selection to what they have.
Yeah.
Which sounds obvious, but it also means like that it means that cutting down, and it's using like a smarter resourcing.
It means they're not going like, oh, someone ordered a 12 by 24 pedal board that's going to have Coco Bilobo and zebra wood and mango wood on the sides. They're like, oh, we've got, and then they have to take those boards and cut out the pieces that they need out of those boards, and there's a bunch of scrap left over. These are kind of made out of the scrap from other stuff. But it's like good scrap. It's like good quality wood.
Yeah, it's still good quality wood. It's a selected length pieces.
But it's like, let's see how many boards we can squeeze out of, this wood that we have here. They put together a set of boards out of the plans that they have, and then they sell them direct to you. There's no board to be made. The board you see listed on the website is the board the exact board, not the model, the exact board that's going to get shipped to you.
Yeah.
ASAP. It's going to be on your doorstep, lickety split. None of this waiting for months, turning into years, into generations for a wood pedal board. Yeah, it can just show up.
Go check them out. It's Squatch Design. If you buy one of their pedal boards right now, you get a 30% off coupon for one of their straps.
Cool.
Oh, there we go. Let's keep this moving. Michael Newman wants to know the do's and don'ts of listing your gear. Should you use props, or are props a no?
Well, he posted a photo to go along with it. I don't know if you've got that pulled up.
I do not, but I remember it. It is a human...
it is a human
cadaver, I guess. It's the
not
kind of
a
thing
cadaver.
It's a human anatomical dummy.
Right. Here it is.
Anatomical model. I know what it looks like. Okay,
Steve is a scientist.
Gosh.
I get it. Steve went to science school and took apart bodies and stuff like that.
Actually,
And put them back together and electrocuted them.
I learned about those in a job.
So
I've never electrocuted a live or dead person.
So in these ads, it features this anatomical model where you can remove the organs.
It's kind of a Weekend at Bernie's meets them, or they live. They live.
It's got a They Live mask on it with sunglasses.
That's just what the face looks like for those models.
That's what I'm. No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
That's not the mask. That's a mask for They Live, dude.
No, it's not.
You're telling me that that's the face for that model? I don't believe you.
With sunglasses on it.
No, dude, that's a They Live face.
Man. I'm telling you.
All right, you pull it up and show me. If it looks exactly like that, I will be shocked. It's got hair underneath the hat.
Oh, maybe that is a They Live mask. I didn't look at it that close.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's because it's on the shoulders. Fine, Ryan.
It's a They.
That's what I get for not looking at it.
I know a They Live alien monster mask when I see it, and it's got a friggin' like trilby hat or whatever those are called on.
I just thought they
a fedora. So basically what he's asking is like, is this okay? Is this prop play with guitars okay? I mean, I think it's fun. I think whenever there's a prop or like an interesting thing included in an ad photo, I'm into it. I'm like, I like the extra like attention getting that you're trying to do, because I'm definitely going to stop and look at this ad. The guitar isn't the main focus, which maybe is self-defeating in some sort of way. But yeah, it definitely grabs your attention. My issue with these ads,
yes,
is that all the guitars are laying on the floor.
Yeah, that's the weird part.
In a way where like they are at risk of falling over and becoming damaged before this guy
just
even
sitting
sells
on a
them.
hardwood floor. And Michael pulled up a picture from inside one of the ads where the guy's just got the guitar laying face down.
Yeah, that's no
on
good.
Hardwood.
There it is.
That's not a great look. So I would say the prop itself is kind of like I mean, it's interesting, and if you do it all the time, it kind of reminds me of a pedal porch.
Right.
The whole idea, like, of putting the Cole Duke from the Gear Slum, he puts these pedals on, like,
did more with that
on like little miniature furniture.
Yeah. I know that he intended to do that as a video series. I think he needs to transform that into just an Instagram series. Like no recording, just photos.
Yeah.
Pedal pairings on the pedal porch. Because it's so just adorable.
I think he's abandoned. I think that's a public domain now, and we should take it.
Oh, we can definitely take that. Just like Wheel of Pedals is public domain now, and you definitely don't need to pay us a royalty if you use it. You actually do. We will sue you. We will sue you.
If you want to steal Wheel of Pedals from us, good luck with that nightmare.
I also, you know what? If anyone out there wants to run the Wheel of Pedals, I will sell you the Wheel of Pedals shelf. I still have it. I will sell it to you for double the cost of shipping. How about that?
Double the cost of shipping.
Yeah.
That's a good chunk.
Does that sound fair?
No.
I mean, it's just a shelf. You can make your own.
That's true. I like the prop idea. I like when it's consistent and it's not like too goofy. I'm not going to talk about that. I don't want to talk about that.
Why won't you talk about it, Steve?
I don't like the idea of using people as props, because usually it's like just always women being used as props, to the extent that like sometimes it doesn't even make sense. So, you know, I didn't want to talk about them, not as a main topic at least, but like
sexy stuff.
Somebody posted, or Kyle Smith actually posted some photos in the group of like, I can't believe people are still doing this. And they're just like, they kind of seem cringy. Like this isn't
those photos were stupid because they don't make any sense. It was like someone's girlfriend or wife or sister, who knows, like just a shot of her legs. Like on a couch.
It was like legs and like torso up to about like right here.
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah. It's like side torso with like the guy holding a guitar neck.
No, the neck's just like laying down freely.
No, I'm pretty sure it's being
held. You think it's held? Like it's held out like this?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's just weird.
To like obscure her bikini bottom or her underwear or something.
Yeah, I think I almost felt like the obscuring was unintentional. Like it didn't even seem like it was that well put together. Point being, I think
it didn't feel sexy.
I think when the props are clever, and I think when the props are funny, like they become memorable, and you think, "Oh, that guy's got a sense of humor. I want to meet him." I mean, I guess the people exist who.
Do you want to meet the guy who's got the anatomical cadaver with the mask on it?
He seems like a guy.
He's probably fun.
He seems like a guy I'd like.
Now, if it was
drink margaritas with.
Now, if it was photographed with like a pile of creepy porcelain dolls, do you want to meet that guy?
I don't want that one because those creepy porcelain dolls might have been haunted, and now the guitar's haunted.
Haunted doll watch. Yeah, like here's me saying something that is probably gonna rub our more woke listeners the wrong way. If you're gonna do a sexy ad, if you're gonna lean into sex sells and that's your thing, better make sure it's actually sexy. Because those ads that we're talking about with the legs being obscured by the guitar neck, they weren't actually sexy.
Right.
They were just uncomfortable and weird. Like, if you're going to sell with sex, like, make sure it's sexy is what I'm saying.
And I think that's the problem is I think a lot of people
They assume nudity is just instantly.
I didn't want to talk about this, but here we are.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's an assumption that like, oh, a person like the female figure in a bikini is automatically sexy. So they just have like
just showing skin.
Like a random picture of some girl in like a bikini holding a guitar. Like there's nothing about that. So I mean, I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the attractiveness of the model. I'm talking about. Neither am I.
I'm talking about composition.
No,
I'm talking about lighting. I'm talking about the pose.
So the thing that's horrible about this.
I'm talking about the intention. The thing
that's
eyes.
a nightmare about this is it's almost like we're justifying the Guitar World's Buyer's Guide,
which thankfully doesn't exist anymore.
It doesn't. But I understand.
At least they made it sexy. No, but like at least they did that. It wasn't just like slap a nude girl in there. Like who cares about the pose or the lighting or the composition? They had real photographers doing real work with real models doing work.
You know what I find sexy, Ryan? I think Pam's art is sexy.
I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna do that, commit to it.
Right. Well, the thing is it actually like requires
some bit of artistry,
some kind of talent to do that.
Yes,
on both sides.
Absolutely.
Like both from the photographer and from the person who is posing.
In the media production industry, you would call the person in shot the talent. And then the person behind the cameraman, I suppose, or the producer.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm just saying, like, amateur stuff rarely ever like hits that mark.
You know what props I want? Cats and dogs,
dude.
Cats and dogs and cats and dogs and cats and dogs.
I traveled a lot recently. I went through TSA a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell you right now, you want to get through TSA lickety split, cute dog. I saw a cute dog and
carry a cute dog
and the owner get through easier than I've seen anyone ever get through TSA in my entire life. Like the initial like TSA agent that like checks your ticket and your ID saw the dog coming, and he was checking my ID. He looked up, saw the dog, and his whole face just went like, oh. Wow! There's a
when we get to this part, you need to like zoom in. Like you need to just your face right here. That face you just
like,
made.
All measure of professionalism was out the window the moment he saw that doggo come down the road. I don't remember. Oh, we're saying use pets in ads.
Yeah, pets and ads.
100%. I
think so. I usually just put stuff either on my carpet. Or on the ottoman.
By his carpet, he means his bush. Steve's fluffy mound.
I try to keep that. I try to keep the composition sexy, Ryan. Oh my gosh! See why is it so? Okay, so we're talking about the guy laying out a neck, right? And he's like, it's covering like the woman where the woman's bikini is, and was it intentional, was it not? But I want to see the guy who sells a guitar neck, and the photo's just like this.
You know what?
But it's the neck.
Here's my challenge.
Are you offering a challenge
to you home resellers out there, you people making these sexy photos or trying to make sexy photos in your ads and whatnot? Don't start with the legs. Don't start with the genitals or the tingly bits or whatever you want to call them. Don't start with the boobs. Make a sexy photo with, like, this is a photography challenge. This is like what a college. Okay, we got a sound effect that startled me. This is like a photography teacher photo challenge. Make a sexy image that's just face and hands and the guitar. Like you get a model that can like hold the guitar. You're seeing face and hands predominantly, and the intention is there in the eyes. That's where the sexuality is, in the face. And just like you can read like, this person's trying to seduce me while holding a guitar. That's the sexy photo I want to see on eBay or Reverb. Like I want you to get like this old school like 80s supermodel thing going on. Like,
but it's all like
here I am.
Yeah.
Here's the guitar. What do you see the way I'm looking at you.
So you
come and get this guitar, you know?
Okay.
Like maybe a little bit of like the lip bite, that sexy lip bite. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying ditch the legs, ditch the torso. Like so many of these photos, like ditch the head. I'm saying bring the head back. I'm talking sexy heads in ads 2019. That's a long hashtag. And I'm not talking about dick parts here. I'm talking about sexy faces. Sexy faces in ads with hands 2019.
I think it's kind of hard to do this with a guitar. It's so large. Oh, like that? Oh, yeah, that could work.
Like do the little headrest there. Like,
all right. Like,
it's all about intention.
You almost cracked me in the head with that
Sexiness comes from intention.
Yeah.
Like, just like, bite the lip and look at it, you know?
Yeah. Apparently.
I don't.
So we can now confirm that Ryan's children were both produced on single attempts, and those were the only 2 times he's ever had sex.
Oh, it's in the dark. we turn the lights off.
Blackout blinds.
All right, did we do it? Oh, we got one more ad.
Yeah, actually, first we got some housekeeping. I want to thank Will Wright for supporting the show at the Inner Circle level. If you want to help contribute to the production of this show and maybe get a little bit behind the scenes, you can contribute at the Inner Circle level, which is $10 a month. Head on over to patreon.com/60cycle humcast. But if you want to support at other levels, $1, $5, $1,000, or whatever, like we don't care. That's cool. Like we welcome all.
We're completely apathetic
all supporters.
We're completely apathetic to someone pledging $1,000. It wouldn't even phase us.
Be like, all right, cool.
Yeah, this is what I expect on a Tuesday.
Yeah. So yeah. Thanks, Will Wright. Also, I think I sent you an email, so maybe you should reply to it so I can add you to the Inner Circle group. Maybe if you want. I don't know. It's up to you. Maybe you don't do Facebook and that's problematic, but I could possibly send you a shirt if I have your size in stock. You know what? I don't think I've sent you an email yet. I'm thinking of other people. Sorry, Will.
You know what? When you pledge to this show, your money makes this show better for you. Give yourself a present and make the show better. You already like it? Imagine how much better it could be.
All right, whatever. This last ad was sent by golden pitch, Ryan.
Whatever. That was a perfect pitch.
This is in Escondido, California. And this is a custom-built Reverse Explorer style electric guitar. It's being sold by Jim. And
good old Jim.
Do you use Nextdoor or not Nextdoor? This is OfferUp, right?
I found this.
I know. That's why I'm asking. Do you use OfferUp?
Every now and then I cruise it.
Okay.
Like late at night. I'm like, let's see what's on OfferUp. I feel like Craigslist is dying a little bit.
Yeah.
Stuff is moving to OfferUp and Facebook Marketplace. I don't want to buy and sell off of Marketplace, but OfferUp might. OfferUp seems like it's got good activity on it. So I've been watching that. There's a Squire base 6 on there.
Oh.
I always emphasize the V in my mind, but it's got that I after it too. There's a Squire base 6 on there that I was looking at it a little harder than I should have. Ooh. I'm not going to buy it, but I was looking.
All right. Only been played by builder, 25.5 inch scale, twin lace humbucker pickups, Les Paul configuration, punk rock skater burned on lower belt. Orange. When you Orange County orange is the color.
What's the maximum amount of players you're willing to accept has played a guitar if you're going to buy it?
You know, Ryan, I don't really know the answer to that because
it's a poorly worded question.
Despite the many accusations, I am not a player.
You just crush a lot?
I just crush a lot.
I just feel like the line, like, only played by one person, like, who cares? Like, literally, who cares?
Especially because this is like a custom, like, you know, it's a custom build, whatever. So that even makes it a little stranger because it's like, you know, it's not like this thing's been around. It's different when, you know, when somebody's selling like, you know, a 1970s Ibanez or whatever, or a 1960s Strat, and they're like, I'm the original owner. So the entire history of that instrument is going to be known. On something like this, where, I mean, they're asking $400.
I mean, first of all, the body shape is crazy.
Let's Reverse Explorer.
It's not the craziest thing we've ever seen, but it's not really a Reverse Explorer. Have you ever seen this body shape? It's like it's in that direction of an Explorer, but it's not.
Oh.
It's funny to me, the stuff that I visually catch that Steve actually has to look at it.
Well, I don't like...
In a very early episode of this podcast, I revealed to Steve that SGs are asymmetrical.
Oh, yeah.
Which is honestly more... I'm willing to forgive you more on that than this monstrosity here. Like, there's things he could have done to bring it more in the direction of a true Explorer shape.
I feel like this is a shape, though. Like, somebody makes
this... Well, yeah, it's a shape.
I'm saying somebody makes the shape in a guitar in like the other direction.
No.
You don't think so?
No.
You don't think anybody makes this?
You flip this over and it ruins your fret access. That's one of the big parts.
Oh, yeah.
One of the big parts is that the top horn, which would normally be the bottom horn on an Explorer, is way too wide.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't need to be.
Yeah.
At all. Like, you flip an Explorer over, a real Explorer body, and it still works as like a playable guitar.
Yeah.
The tail end of it is like not flared out enough. And the waist of it isn't tight enough.
Right.
And then the top horn just like suffers from all those things connecting to it.
Well, for what it's worth, it does not say Reverse Explorer. It says Reverse Explorer style.
Right, in the style.
Yeah. This neck is a neck.
I have no idea the make or model of that neck. I'm betting kit guitar.
It's some kind of kit neck. Yeah. Or like, it's almost the Ibanez shape, but not really.
What this reminds me of is like, it's a spiritual brother to the Dan Electro Pro.
Oh, maybe that's what I'm seeing then. It's like a modern metal version of the Dan Electro Pro.
It's like if the pickguard from the Pro like morphed with an Explorer and became a different guitar.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's just got this weird like boxy like retro 50s countertop shape thing going on, you know, random angles and points and stuff like that. I mean, I think it's an interesting try from a home builder that they actually built their own body. They had to have built their own body, right?
I definitely had the impression
they didn't buy this body. The control plate on the back is so huge and it gets so sloppy close to the edge. What is going on there? Why does he need so much space for the control plate?
You're so worried about this.
It is huge. It's like a dinner plate back there. And then
know what's under there.
The actual 4-knob controls don't take up that much space and they're drilled crooked.
Yeah. Yeah. There's definitely some oddity here.
Oh man. There's just so much to see in this guitar. Like, I keep absorbing like a new thing. And then the Skate or Die skull graphic I'm almost in love with it. Like, it's so charming in like 1980s, like a notebook, like teenager drawing, you know?
Right.
I almost wonder if, no, I don't think someone built this in the 80s. I think they built this.
No, I think this was built like
2003.
Let's look at that punk rock drawing again.
I don't think you can judge the age of it off of the punk rock drawing.
I mean, all of the hardware on it looks really clean.
Right, but I don't think this is a usable guitar. I don't think it gets played.
Oh, okay.
I would be really surprised if this thing plays well at all. Because it's just like that neck looks like it's the worst kind of cheap kit neck.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, man. There's just something about this does not read as a guitar that's been played at all. Someone had a project. They tried their best.
You tried your best.
And here it is.
Sucks to suck.
Maybe it's awesome. Maybe this is an awesome guitar. I don't see it. I do kind of have a little bit of a thing for the body, though. Even though I was trashing on it, if it was done as a good guitar,
right,
I'd play it.
I think there's even things you could do.
I just spent like 20 minutes trashing on the body, and now I'm like, yeah, I'd play it.
I think there's things you could do to this body that would make it a lot more palatable. I think, different knobs would go a long way.
Yeah, the knobs are sucky and they need to be spread out more.
Well, that you can't do anything about though because it's already drilled.
Yeah, I mean you could put a pick guard over the front or something like that. It'd be a giant pick guard. I'd probably just fill those holes in or something. I don't know. I'd recut this shape. I wouldn't use this body. I would recut this shape and start over and just tweak a few things, but carry on in the same style.
Yeah.
I want to see this shape as a guitar body, the Miller High Life logo.
I'm pretty sure it's been made into a guitar.
Probably.
Maybe not the High Life logo specifically.
That's a good guitar shape right there. Champagne of Beers is what it is.
Where would you put the neck, like off of one of the points?
No, I'd go straight down the middle.
I'm pretty sure I feel like that exists.
Probably.
It's probably not this logo where it's rounded. It's probably the other Miller logo where it's like more of a sharp bow tie.
Yeah.
You ready to get out of here, bro?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. This song was sent in by Michael Hollifield. That is his name. Hollifield? I don't know.
Close enough.
He says, this song is called When You Rise. I recorded this with my friend Luke. We call our project Mink River. I wrote this one, played guitar and sang. We're a brand new project, so we're begging for all the Facebook likes. Played a Godin Dorchester through a Fairfield circuitry, the Accountant compressor, and a Mr. Black Supermoon reverb into a 1967 Ampeg Jet. Luke played his Player Series Fender Telecaster into a Yamaha THR-10. Again, this song is called When You Rise. Check out the links to Mink River down below. And thanks for listening.
Stay grounded.
There you go.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Listen to you sighing as my hand drifts down your back. What we found is so surprising. There's nothing that it lacks. Dreamy eyes are holding onto all of me. A perfect morn unfolding where we're meant to be. When you rise like the sun, bringing light to my eyes, warmth through my skin, movement within me, holding you close. I'll hold you close. I'll hold you when you rise like the sun, bringing light to my